Moshi Moshi. Hello and welcome to my podcast within 5 minutes. This is your host Harsh Patel wishing you a beautiful day. Sometime in 2021, I released my first episode. It feels like it's been quite a journey since then. Throughout the course of time, a lot of people have dropped in and supported me. School friends who I lost in touch with were kind enough to reach out to me and tell me that they were amazed with what I was doing. A couple of strangers reached out to me on Instagram to tell me what they liked about this podcast. And my mom has been listening to every single episode I release, even though English is not her forte. But what I specifically remember is that a couple of months back, a friend said a very unusual statement. She said, every time she came across me, I was a changed person. At first, I was confused. I had no idea if this was a compliment or something that implied criticism. So I asked her, what do you mean by changed person? She took a while to answer carefully, but she said, I just meant that every time I see you, you're doing something new. First it was this, and then that. And now you're starting something new again. You keep changing your lifestyle, your interests, and your way of looking at life. And instinctively, I replied, saying, isn't this how it's supposed to be? I walked out of that conversation with a wide smile. By far, I thought that was the best compliment one could give me, because it accurately portrayed the kind of person I want to become. Someone who creates his own lives, who bends, changes, and molds. Someone who goes through multiple iterations of success and failure. You see, we were never meant to be like stagnant water. Evolution is the essence of being human. You should be deeply concerned if you're doing the same things over and over without any incremental changes. We are not supposed to be static and comfortable. Now, that wouldn't mean discarding the part of yourself that you leave behind, but simply adding to it. Once you spend enough time on a skill, it becomes your second nature. What once took a mammoth of effort now comes as easy as speaking fluent English. The space that frees up in your life can now be used for a new purpose. Nothing you do is ever lost, and that is the sheer brilliance of it, no matter how insignificant. Don't make the mistake of thinking too small to avoid disappointment or failure. And don't ever try to find yourself. There is no you. You are a fictional concept created by your own mind. Everyone who looks at you has a different fictional concept of you. That means there's 100 different versions of you. There is no singularity. You will never find yourself because there's nothing to be found. You are created. You are someone who's built from ground up every single day. A friend once told me that he was going to go on a long trip to the north to try and find himself. He felt lost and couldn't identify himself anymore. So this would be the trip of his life to find out everything about himself and start over. It's a very common misconception that after months of trekking on the beaten paths of Himalayas, you'll suddenly find yourself with an answer about what you want to do in your life. It sounds lovely, and I wish answers were served like this on a gold platter. But life doesn't work that way, no matter how tightly you hold on to that sweet illusion. The flaw in this whole idea is that if you don't know what you're looking for, it's impossible to find it. It's irritatingly funny. People so casually drop the words, just find yourself and everything will fall into place. But no one tells us what to look for. If you don't know what sets your soul on fire, how will you keep that fire going throughout your life? Finding yourself sounds so mysterious and magical. But trust me, you won't find the answers under a rock. When people go on long vacations, they come back with a different perspective to their life. Not with answers that magically solve the problems. You are the creator of your life. And the key to finding answers is by taking action. If you go about it with no clear plan, chances are you won't find what you're looking for. But if you truly dedicate time to getting to know your values, trying on new hobbies and learning what you want on this big green ball of earth, you will go far. With each iteration of failure and success, you will move closer to the life that feels like your true self. Not because you found it, but because you built it. Finding yourself means that you're looking for something that already exists. Once you find it, your journey is over. Instead, create yourself. Stop living your life on autopilot. Start off-roading. Be somebody who reminds everybody of nobody. Always better than yesterday, but never as good as tomorrow. Never wish it were easier, but always wish you were better. Show, but don't tell. Work hard on your job, but harder on yourself. Stop trying to find yourself, because there's nothing to be found. With this, I hope you have something to think about. Wishing you a beautiful week. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye bye. Ciao.